Today we're gonna take a trip over to Akihabara, which is kind of like the anime capital of the world. So I'm gonna jump on this train and then we'll be off. Today is like one of the hottest days of the year right now. Take these stairs. So I can get the exercise. Yeah, like I was just saying, today is one of the hotter days so far this year. It's like the low 70s right now, and it's definitely hot. So remember I was telling you about the kawaii culture here. It's all about being cute over here. So everywhere you go, things have to look cute. This is a little bit of an inside look into the off-limits areas back here where I guess the maintenance people go. And as you can notice, they have these barriers in place here. They don't have these kind of barriers in place when you go to a place like New York. It just, every station does not have these barriers, but most of the stations that I've been at so far do have these barriers. Now, everybody knows that Japan is kind of like the anime capital of the world, and other industries that have kind of spun off of anime are gaming. There's tons of games that are going to reflect gaming characters specifically. And then also Japan is kind of the place where some of these game systems have started. There's a number of game companies and also gaming companies that have moved into gambling. So for example, Nintendo's got to be the big one. Everybody's heard of Nintendo. And then there's other companies like Taito is another one that makes games. There's tons of game manufacturers here, but I just thought that was definitely worth mentioning. The train should be here in a couple of minutes. I'm trying not to do too much filming like at the station because I don't want to be recording a bunch of miscellaneous people. People start getting uncomfortable when you start recording them. So, and I definitely am not going to be recording on the train either, so I'll be back shortly. So we need to catch this Ginza line next. That means we got to take this left over here. It says it's down here, 130 meters. About to switch back to this GoPro. The performance is so much better and the stability of the video is so much better. Just take these stairs on up. Gotta get them 10,000 steps in per day. Need to make sure I'm going the right way. Hey, we're going here, one stop. Get on this train, it just showed up. Alright, so I'm over here in Akihabara. Like I was saying, there's some type of event going on. I don't know what it is, but definitely has something to do with anime. I just heard these guys in this restaurant talking about basically like all of these different anime conventions. So apparently that is what's going on. I'm actually just running by this store right here that I saw. This looks like some kind of electronic store, and it reminded me that I need a USB-C capture dongle. So I'm gonna run into this electronic store. Over here they call this a Denkiya, is the word for electronic store. So I'm gonna go in here and see if they have this USB-C dongle that I need. So they did not have it at that store. So I asked him for a recommendation, also Sumiwa, and he pointed me to go around back over here and look for another electronic store that may possibly have it. So that's what I'm looking for right now. Maybe this is it right here. PC game parts. We'll go in here and we'll check it out and see if they actually have it. When you come to Japan, certain parts and products are hard to find, so you might think that you could just run to like a Best Buy or something like that, like they have in the US, but they don't actually have those parts available everywhere. So right now I'm gonna look around for it, but then I'm actually gonna ask because they should actually have it here. It's gonna kind of be something like this, but it's gonna be a USB-C instead of a regular USB, which I need for this MacBook Pro so I can capture when I play games. But this store does look interesting for all the computer people that love computer stuff and gaming and whatnot. They got tons of different motherboards. It looks like you could probably buy a custom build. They got memory over here, all kinds of memory, all kinds of hard drives. That last store that I went to, they only have, it mainly looked like used computers over there. But this one looks to appear to have a lot more new products, and also gaming stuff too. Like you see these microphones over here. This gaming business is big business. I mean, us gaming business is big business all around the world, so you already know. I'm actually gonna go up here to the desk and ask them if they have what I'm looking for. This reminds me of back in the day when I first started out in computers. I used to love doing this. I would try to do custom builds and upgrade, but now it's just off the hook with these video cards and the processors and just gaming in general. So I was in luck. It cost $24.80, have that right here, and then they also have, it's actually a USB, but then they have a USB-C dongle. シートお願いします。
一応これレシートサポートで必要なので取ってよかったね。
はい、ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
じゃあまた。Alright. They hooked me up in there. I have the HD TV video capture, so now I can capture TV, now I can capture gaming, I can capture whatever is going to be on my screen. Now I could have got this product online from Amazon. This is like a $10 product, but you know, when you go retail, you gotta pay whatever they're asking for. And like I said, being over here in Japan, the availability of certain things isn't right next door. So you kind of have to travel a ways to go to these various different stores if you're trying to find a specialty item. And that's pretty much gonna be almost any specialty item that you're looking for. Now, this USB-C to HDMI capture dongle here is $24.80. So let's just say this is probably I'm not exactly sure. I'll run the numbers when I get back, but 150 yen is probably about $1. So this is probably, I don't know, I'll figure it out when I get back. Shout out to ARC over here in Akihabara. They hooked me up. Now, I definitely think it was important that I actually asked the other people at the other store for a recommendation. So they didn't have it over there, so I was like, ososumi wa, which means, do you have a recommendation? When I asked for the recommendation, he literally sent me over here. It's only a block away, and I was able to find it. Had I not asked that, they probably would not have given me that information, and had I not got that information, then I wouldn't have been able to find this. So it wouldn't have been in the end of the world, but sometimes you actually have to ask for the recommendation here, just like you would anywhere. And a lot of times they're absolutely happy to accommodate you and give you what you're looking for. But the culture here is very introverted, so don't look for people to go out of their way to offer you information. All right, I'm gonna take this little back road over here and go see what's going on over here. I believe I'm going in the right direction towards Yellow Submarine. Give y'all a quick view of what this looks like. Now, it's not uncommon for these girls over here to be dressing up like your favorite anime character. Okay, so this is kawaii culture. I think part of it is kind of, I don't know, to me it's kind of creepy because they're putting a grown woman body on a little girl face. So to me, that's like not gonna work for me. But tons of people love it. The anime is super huge. Like you can see this girl over here dressed up like a anime police over here. And you definitely will see a lot of this anime dressing up behavior while you're over here. So, like I was mentioning, when you go into these stores, a lot of times they do not have people that speak any kind of English at all. Now, in the first store, there ended up being an Eastern Indian guy, which I spoke to him in Japanese, but he did understand English because he started talking English to me later on after I asked him for the recommendation. But when I got to the second store, he did not speak any English to me. So I walked in and I said, I asked him for Kono USB-C capture card dongle, which is a USB-C capture card dongle, basically. Now here's another shop over here. They might actually have it, so I'm probably gonna go in here and I want to ask them, like, do they have it, just to see if the price is gonna be different. I'm not gonna return the other one that I had, but I'm just curious to find out if there's a price difference on this particular product that I just purchased. Now you can see here in Japan, like, it's just very trusting. They got all their products outside. There's nobody outside over here, but the crime is much lower than anywhere probably in the US. So people definitely get an amount of trust. And the other thing is, like I previously mentioned in the other video, you do not want to be over here breaking the law. There are people that do steal, but it's not going to be worth it at the end of the day, because what you're going to go through for a couple of dollars is not going to match up to the punishment that you get. So I'm going to look at this wall real quick and see if I can find this USB-C dongle, and then I'm going to run in the store and ask him if they have it. So I just went into this store. He did not have it. So all of these places, like I said, don't have all the same products available. So I'm glad I asked at the other store. All right, let's keep going down this street right here. Little anime girls coming out of the maid cafe over here, ready to suck you in over here. They put the pretty girls out front that are looking young and sexy and fresh to suck you guys in. And then once they suck you in, then they tell you their system. Every place has a system out here. So after they tell you the system, it'll be like a really great deal to start with. And then after you have stayed for a half hour or something like that, then the system changes up on you. Then now they're charging full price or regular price. Like I said, they just try to kind of suck you in with the good deal to start. But then later on, it starts to get expensive on you. So like I was previously mentioning with the anime thing, so you have these grown women body. As you can see, look, the skirt is super short on here. But then you have a girl face on there, a little girl face, like a teenager, 14. But let's be real, there are some teenagers that are looking like this out here. There's some young girls out here that are looking like this nowadays. It's not uncommon with, I don't know if something's changed, what's in the water and the foods and whatever, but some of these girls out here are looking just like some of these anime girls with grown bodies on them. But anyways, all right, so they're over here. There's tons of toy shops. So this is a toy store right here. This is just a toy store. This thing has got to be like, hold on, let's 1, 2. This is almost 10 stories right here, just for toys. Oh, that's kind of ridiculous. Doesn't look like they have an elevator up there either. So one thing that's very popular over here is like models. As I showed you earlier, they had the model cars. Like right over here, they got Legos. And then it looks like they have a buyback counter inside. So you could actually sell these items back to them, and then they probably would just clean it up and then resell it. That's pretty interesting. They got a Glock 18C gun model. I don't think I've seen that in the US at any toy store. And they got this HK-45 series semi-automatic gas blowback pistol. Wow. Ah, that's what it looks like. That's another. These must be like BB guns. That has to be a BB gun. But in Japan, I believe guns are illegal, so I don't think anybody has guns except for probably the police and military. But wow, that looks like a real gun right there. But that's an airsoft gun right there, so I know that's like a pellet gun right there. And then they got the CM077 airsoft. That's definitely like an assault rifle. That looks like an assault rifle to me. I don't know. These aren't really toys like that. I wouldn't buy these toys for my kids, but these are probably more for adults. You know, older teenagers and adults over here. See how they put the young girls out here, over here smiling at you, trying to get you to come and pop up in their establishment. All right, I'm gonna keep it moving up here. Keep walking down. The nice part about over here is it looks like these streets are cut off from traffic. So you don't have to worry about cars over here. The other thing that is worth mentioning is, I'm sure you guys probably already know if you know anything about Japan, this area Akihabara it's a hub for electronics, and it's a hub for all of the latest electronic gadgets. So it's not just going to be toys and anime over here. This is a hub for electronics as well. So if you want to find like the latest gadgets, this is probably like the place to be. If you need a memory card for your camera or your phone or something like that, then it looks like they have plenty of that stuff over here. They got stuff over here, honestly, that I've never seen before, to be quite honest. And then, of course, she tried to cover up her face from the sun. These little anime girls out here. I don't know if she's working or is she working? She must be coming from work, but you see they got lacy stuff on. It's crazy. Yeah, there definitely has to be some type of event going on over here today, because I don't think normally these streets would be closed off like this. So this is the Abakai something ya something zone. My katakana characters are not that great. I do have hiragana down, like I was telling you guys in the last video. I got that 90% down, but I'm still struggling a little bit with the katakana. Another thing that you can see is that they have a lot of stuff is actually written in English, so you can pretty much kind of find your way. Like right there, you can see that's a galleria, like an esports lounge. Here, I'm gonna go down this street over here. I don't know, that must be a maid cafe. Anime shops. This appears to be another cultural theater. don't know what that means, but it's another little electronic shop. They got endless electronic shops over here. Like, you guys would not believe how many electronic shops are. Now, I'm gonna take you off the beaten path over here just so I can show you guys what these side streets look like over here. Tons of kind of the same businesses, like many electronic stores. I'm seeing so many electronic stores over here. I'm actually gonna run into another electronic store at some point to find out if they have that capture card. I just want to do a price comparison to find out what one of these other places would sell that same item for. I don't know what this is. More electronics, smartphone, tablet, PC. I don't know, that place is packed, so I'm not gonna go in there. Looks like they got the Bunnies cafes and bars up here. If you want to run up into the Bunny Cafe, break off your wallet in there. All right, that kind of looks like the end of the strip over here. Well, I'll just keep going down to this main street. I've never been over here before, so why not? Another small computer shop. So yeah, Akihabara is like the place to be when you're looking for an electronics store. You definitely want to come over here if you need something electronics wise. I mean, if you feel like it. There's other places that you can go, but I do know that this is definitely a hub. This is definitely a hub for electronics. I don't know if this guy got the memo over here, but they're about to find out that traffic is shut down over there. So it looks like this is the Yurakucho Street. Over here, a street or a road is called the Dori, I believe. And the crossroad is Nihonbashi Suidobashi. All right, let's go back down here. See, this is friendly. It says ML International. English computer, English OS installation are available. So they got you on some things out here. You're not going to be struggling that bad. It's not going to be that easy. You do still have to learn their language, even though you might be starting out with baby steps. But some information or some Japanese language ability is going to be better than having no Japanese language ability. Like me personally, I'm not great at speaking the language, to be quite honest, but I'm functionable. And I don't know what this is right here, but I don't know. I'm gonna go in here and check it out. Okay, so I went in there. They did not have it in there, but the guy gave me another store that I can go check out. He actually volunteered the information, but before that he saw my GoPro and he said, please do not take our picture here. I asked the older gentleman and he said he did not have it. So let's get back on track here. Keep walking around and exploring the sights of Akihabara. You know, another thing that they have here is they have these game shops. It's like an arcade, and they have tons of old school games. I think that might be what this is right here. I don't know. I don't really want to play any games today, but I might just go in there just so I can show you guys what it looks like. Nah, this isn't. I don't know. I don't know. There might be a game shop, it might not actually be. Get your wonder soft world. All right, let's go in. Let's go see what it is, people. Okay, you want to go to the other? Yeah. So I took the skinny stairs up here. Oh, this is all old school games, it looks like. Wow. I see a super old school Nintendo over here. These look like some knockoff game consoles, like retro type stuff over here.
I can tell them that you're going to go upstairs to the entry.
We got this up here, this Super Nintendo Famicom. I never even seen that before in my life. And they got this GameCube looking thing over here. Okay, so I see what it is. This has got all the old school game cartridges, so I know these are Nintendo 64 cartridges right here. So I have had that console. I'm not exactly sure what console these are played on, but it appears to be another Nintendo cartridge. Oh, okay, so these are the Super Mario 64, Super Mario Golf. Got Zelda. They got GoldenEye 007 down here on the PC. Oh, this is for the Wii? What? Ooh, this looks interesting. I would get it, but I don't speak Japanese. This is the Japanese version. So they'll have me on one on 007. So like you can see here in this country, businesses that would not be viable in the US, like GameStop does not look like this. GameStop in the US, shame on you guys. These people over here are selling super duper old games and super old retro games and consoles, and they're making a killing over here. See, I know this is the GameCube. This is the Nintendo GameCube. It looks like they want like $63 for that. They got a couple of Nintendo Wii's down here, which I still love playing my Wii at home. They got a Dreamcast. They got an old Sega. They got multiple different Sega systems. I think this is a Sega Dreamcast. I'm not sure. We only had one Sega growing up, so. But as you can see, this is a very viable business, and they are charging good money, in my opinion, for some of these products. Looks like they got a Nintendo 64 over here. This is going for $100 for a Nintendo 64. It's almost $100. Then the controllers are close to $20. US money, of course. Very, very interesting that they can continue to have high demand for these products, because like I was saying, in the US, I don't think there's many businesses that are still viable with these old game consoles. All right, let's see what's up here on this floor. Let's see what's up here. Looks like more retro systems up here. I've never even seen that before.
Yeah, now we're going up. It's like next level.
It kind of looks like an Atari.
They weren't bad. They just never seemed to actually. Yeah, they never seemed
Yeah, memory cards.
to do anything useful to make them purchase.
Okay, all of this stuff is used, and these little small stores packed. So again, GameStop, you guys are slacking. Look at the demand that there is for these old games. You guys need to step your game up.
So like the first one.
All right, this looks like PlayStation 2 games over here. That's PlayStation. This is PlayStation 3. That's more PlayStation 2 stuff back there. Okay. Let's check this out. Okay, Neo Geo. I've heard of that before. I've never played it, but I have heard of it. This one, this dual core, dual R. I have never even heard of that before. But apparently it is a thing because they have plenty of them down here. Alright, we're gonna go up to the next level here.
Don't even know what happened to my old one.
And see what they have on the next level.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, now I think this is where the actual games are. So I think this is where you come to play games at over here. So it looks like it's 100 yen to play a game. Now, what I will say about the games over here is that you actually get more gameplay. Like back in the day in the US, you sit down, you put a quarter into the machine, you only got like 3 to 5 minutes on there, and it just depends on the game. Some of the games you didn't even have that long on, depending on the popularity of the game, the age of the game, and all that good stuff. But over here, when you go to these smaller arcades like this, these arcades allow you to play for much longer than you would normally be able to play for. So it's an older game, but you're kind of getting your value in. So you could come here with a couple of dollars, and for a couple of dollars you could play for probably a couple of hours. So I think that's why these games are actually popular here still. All right, this gentleman looks interesting here. He's been disarmed though, so. Alright, we're about to get up out of here and go see if there's another level to this in here. I think that is the top, so we're gonna head down. Excuse me. I think that's the top, so we're gonna head down. I remember that system, this in television. My cousins had one of these. We used to play bump and jump on there in Burger Time. So it looks like this is a bunch of old school consoles. 1972, wow, I never even knew that existed. 1981, 1983, 1979, another one at 79. So you can see that these old game consoles have been around for a very long time. And it appears as if they actually sell some of these old game consoles here. So again, this business model was blowing my mind on how they can sell these old school games like this, and there's so much demand. Here, I'm gonna get a little video shot of this skinny staircase. These stairwells are super skinny. So I'm gonna let these people pass.
Sorry, thank you.
All right, up here it looks like they got more retro, old school game systems on the wall. I'm a game geek, so I don't play as much as I probably would like to, but I definitely do. Here's a Nintendo Super that was out in 1990. This is a Sega Mark III, 1985. 1983 Family Mart computer, 1983 SG-1000. 1987, I don't know what that is. 1988, that looks like a Sega Genesis Game Boy. 1989, 1990, and then the 90s is when it looked like the handheld came to play. All right. Again, these stairs are super skinny. So I'm on the second floor. I'm going down to the first floor right now. And then we're about to get up out of here. I could have took that elevator, but it just takes too long to wait for the elevator. All right. That was definitely